Hello everyone, welcome back. I have another journal cover for you today. This one is hot off the presses. It's something that I believe is new to Amazon, and it is not leather. This is a great option if you've been avoiding leather covers. Let's talk about the size, the format, whether it closes, which is kind of important, and what notebooks fit inside and which ones don't. I will, as per usual, put links in the description in case you find something you would like to get for yourself or a gift for someone else. So this is from a company called, I cannot pronounce it, Sklenice, Sklenice, Sklenice or Sklenice. And it looks kind of like a Moterm that I have that is like a croc style. The difference is that this is 100% fake. So if you've been avoiding leather covers for any reason, this might be a good option for you. It has a magnetic closure, which is kind of tricky. When I first got it, I didn't think it closed at all. And then I realized it matters very much exactly where it lands. If it lands right there, you're good. And it holds pretty well, actually. And once you get a thicker notebook in it, it might be a little bit more tricky. But honestly, the more I've used it for testing different notebooks and taking pictures and things like that, it's almost like the magnet is warming up and it's starting to click better. So if you receive this and it feels like your magnet isn't very strong, give it some time. Maybe it just needs to learn to have both sides talk to each other. All right, let's open this up and you will see that it is 13 1/8 of an inch wide, fully open, and that is about 34 centimeters. It is not a traveler's notebook. No bands here. This is just a journal cover. But it's a very functional one because the notebooks that fit inside will fit on both sides. So you can slide it in this side, slide it in this side, and then you have a nice hug to your notebook. We do have pockets. There are 2 folio pockets on the left. And then there's 1, 2, 3 of these card pockets like this. Then this is fake. There is not a pocket here, even though it looks like there is. Over here on the right, secretarial pocket, folio pocket, and that's it. Unlike the Moterm, there is not that back pocket that opens here. You have 2 bookmarks, and these sides look fine. If I flip it over, one of them is, here it is. It's starting to chip away just a little bit, and I've had this for a week. So I don't know what that's going to say about the whole rest of the notebook, although the sewing looks really good. It feels pretty good in my hands. I think it's probably worth the cost because it was very inexpensive. And then we have the pen loop. Now for me, this is an issue because I like to put 2 pens. I usually have my brush pen and my gel pen, and I go like this. And when it's floppy like this, it's kind of, when you're in a hurry, it's hard to just flip that on there. If you just have 1 pen, it is elastic, so it should accommodate plenty of pens, and it just slides in there really nicely, like that. So 1 pen good, 2 pens backwards, not so good. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It does have rounded corners, which I like. Nice and smooth. It comes in different colors, and so I will put a picture up here that shows some of those. And yeah, let's talk about what goes inside it, because that's the most important point. They call this A5, and it is, sort of. You can put soft cover A5s in here. You cannot put hardcover A5s. They're just too bulky, and especially with this persnickety magnet, it's just not going to work. But here's what does fit. Midori MD A5 size, Apica Premium A5 size, Erin Condren Petite. And with the Erin Condren Petite, you can either put 1 hug style, or you can put 1 on the right and 1 on the left. and that way you get 2. A Hobonichi Techo Cousin. However, if you put the full year Hobonichi Techo Cousin in, then the pen ends up being really, really tight. It works though, barely. Hobonichi Techo Cousin Avec is absolutely fine. That's the half year. Stalogy 365. And if you use the full year, again, just like with the Hobonichi, the pen will be a little bit tight, but it will fit in. Half year Stalogy 365 is fine. Levant, these are 100% recycled refills. They will fit. And a Muji A5. And again, those slim Mujis, like the little monthly or weekly, you can do either one hug style, or you can do one to the right, one to the left, and have 2 at the same time. What does not fit? You cannot use an Amshoy in this. You cannot use a Leuchtturm 411 or 251 hardcover. You cannot use a Leuchtturm sketchbook hardcover. You cannot use an Allll like World Traveler. You cannot use a Suni Daily Planner. You cannot use the Hobonichi Han, because the Hobonichi Han has that little kind of a hard-ish cover that sticks out a little bit further, so it won't fit. And you cannot use any moleskins. That moleskin large size, they will not fit in here, even the soft covers. And it's because the soft cover is too narrow and you end up with this really big gap, and it makes it very uncomfortable for writing. And then the hard cover won't fit because it just won't close. Very, very frustrating. So that's why I'm calling it A5-ish. If you like soft cover A5s, you're pretty good. If you like hardcover A5s, no go. So in summary, it's very inexpensive. It's not leather. So if you're staying away from leather, it's a good choice. And it's great for something like a half-year Stalogy or a Hobonichi Avec or a Midori MD. It'll work with all those. There's lots of options, and it looks nice. It really does. It looks very smart. And it has bookmarks. And those are fantastic because a Hobonichi doesn't come with a bookmark and a Stalogy doesn't come with a bookmark. So it's really great to have 2 of those available. So mixed review, but let me show you what the Stalogy looks like, just so you can get an idea of how a notebook looks inside it. Move the bookmarks over here. We'll pull it this way. Do a little bit of notebook yoga to make it fit in there nicely. Take your pen. And like I said, when you put a full year Stalogy or a full year Hobonichi, the pen is going to be tight, but it will fit. It just doesn't slide in there as quickly as the other way. And then we have our bookmarks, and maybe I want to have a bookmark in the front and a bookmark in the back section. Now, will it close? Yep, it does. You just want to make sure that that lands right in the middle like that. And that's how it looks with a Stalogy 365 ready to go. And then it's time to write. And here I am writing, and it's not a super hard cover base. It's also not soft and floppy either. So I think I can get away with, sitting in a meeting and writing on my lap like this. That's enough support. How about taking pictures? Because we all do this now. Do something beautiful in your notebook and take a picture of it for Instagram. You do see a little bit of the cover behind it, and it looks nice. And in the comments section, let me know, is this something that you would be interested in? Have you tried covers that aren't leather? What others have you tried? I know I've used a Kikuyo Systemic, and I like those a lot. They're a good option. Let's make a little discussion about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please click like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.